At the beginning of the game, Zhu Zhangji's youngest brother Zhu Zhengtong was awakened. Zhu Qizheng, a student studying abroad from being sent on an imperial campaign. Zhu Zhengtong was humiliated and driven out of court. He awakened with the ability to travel through time and space freely, allowing him to roam through different eras of Ming Dynasty history.
I'm going to bring back the treasure for the Ming Dynasty.
The founding emperor Zhu Yuanzhang personally arrived at Tumu Tomb, where he saw Zhu Qizheng, who almost ruined the fate of the Ming Dynasty.
How could we have such an emperor in the Ming Dynasty? How could I have such a son?
Before Zhu Yuanzhang could relax, he learned that there were still emperors in the Ming Dynasty. There are emperors who want to fight, those who aspire to be generals, and even those who want to cultivate immortality. Zhu Yuanzhang was so furious that he covered his chest, holding Zhu Di with one hand while using the family whip to strike him hard.
Look at your descendants. Not one is worry-free.
Foolish Emperor, Zhu Qiyu, you must be determined to ruin our Ming Dynasty.
Your Highness Wang, such treacherous words cannot be spoken lightly. I've survived all these years.
Afraid of that foolish Emperor?
Second brother, this jade pendant is for you as a token. With it, the holder can receive one pardon from death if they act like me being present in person. Should future emperors break this rule, other members of the royal family may take his place.
Brother, I am unable to do more than use your heirloom to save Yu Qian's life. In this way, even if Zhu Qizhen dies, his son Zhu Dianji still has a chance to replace him and save Yu Qian. Brother, this is the only thing I can do for the royal family.
The time-space portal has been successfully bound, and the traveler group can now open through the portal. The rise of the Ming Dynasty. As long as the vitality of the Ming Dynasties rises in various worlds, the host clan will be given certain rewards. The open door of the Red Nest City is open, and the host group can bring people with red objects and orthodox dynasties.
Golden Finger, you've finally come to the Hongwu Dynasty. I SNT'd at the time when Zhu Yuanzhang was born. If I could teleport to that dynasty and ask Grandpa Tai to send troops, wouldn't he that save the Great Ming here? I'm a civil treasure. The Great Ming God of War, Walla, is an international student, right? Still daring to expel someone so humiliating that if you call Zhu Yuanzhang over this time, you can still be so comfortable, kid. Someone, bring me my python suit and royal seal. This king has something important to do. Your Highness, nephew, uncle is going to bring a big treasure back for you now.
I see snowflakes all over the sky.
Chongbaya, I just said it casually. Why do you have to call all the kids back?
Why are we in such a good mood, letting them come to the capital and see if they still dare to come?
Children are filial, but you can just mess with them casually.
Girl, this path doesn't count for much. Back when we were conquering the world, traveling over 800 miles a day, yet still daring to fight with Chen Yuliang and the others the next day. Are kind, this path doesn't amount to much.
This is what Xu Chongba said.
It won't take a day for the export, girl. Those few kids can all make it back this time. Let us have them stay in the overcast realm for a while longer, to spend quality time with you.
As a wife, what's there to do with her? You should hurry up and take care of serious matters. This year's Lantern Festival, the expenses in the palace are quite substantial. I also need to send someone to keep a good eye on it.
Your Majesty, the Crown Prince has something important to report to the Dog Egg Crown Prince. If there is anything, I'll reply to Your Majesty. The little person didn't see clearly. It seems like the Crown Prince has taken someone with a python robe. Judging from the lines on top, it should be a master-level python robe. Dog egg has been following itself for so many years. I definitely know several of my own sons, but since I didn't say anything, it means they not my own sons. Dare to privately craft a python robe without permission, and still wear it openly on your body. You really think we can carry the knife anymore, huh? Dog egg leads the way. Let us see who can be so brave. Biao Air is here. Let us see which kid dares to be so bold.
Father Emperor, you have arrived.
Junior Zhuzhan, the Orthodox Dynasty's King Kong, pays respects to the great-grandfather and the young man. Our grandson now is only a few years old at most.
Be aware, is this guy you brought here really crazy?
Your Majesty, look at this.
This
jade pendant should be what Your Majesty intended to give to the Prince of Yin for Lantern Festival this year. I specifically checked with the Ministry of Internal Affairs. This jade pendant matches perfectly.
Could he actually be someone from the future? Gao Zhan sees clearly, and then tries again. Indeed, this belongs to the fourth son's line.
So, you are truly the grandson of the fourth son. The late young prince was the eldest legitimate son of the Prince of Yin,
the fourth son hasn't even married yet. What's the point of telling me all these things? It doesn't prove whether you're really from the future or not, but I am curious as to why you came from the future. What is your purpose here?
Reporting to great-grandfather, Emperor Zhengtong of the Ming Dynasty is leading a 50,000-strong army in person to conquer Vaida. I couldn't stop him, so I came hoping for your support. We must not let the Ming Dynasty be ruined by this personal campaign.
Second Prince, it seems your grandson isn't bad either. Having the guts to lead an army personally shows great courage.
Emperor Zhengtong, has led 20,000 troops personally against Vaida. I think it might not be worth it, especially since he's the emperor. Leading an army personally carries significant risks and could result in accidents.
As an emperor, one must be both wise and capable. If the campaign succeeds, it will greatly boost the court's prestige. Moreover, if someone lacks the courage to go to battle, how can they sit firmly on that throne?
This Yu Yuanzhang doesn't seem to have heard my second half. Great-grandfather, if I say. The Orthodox Emperor only used 2 days to rally a large army, and it was still a marching route, commanded by a eunuch.
I didn't hear wrong, did I? This kid is talking about 2 days, not 2 months, right?
An army of 200,000 only needs 2 days to prepare, and they can even gather enough supplies, let alone supplies. Let the eunuch command the marching route.
What? Let the eunuch command the marching route? Is the eunuch in charge of military affairs? ISNT
is
really
just
need
fooling
to think
around?
about it. If you read deliberately spreading rumors to deceive
We are
us,
going to punish you, Grandpa of the 9 tribes. What the younger generation said is true, even during the time of crossing through empty doors. The younger generation saw a glimpse of the person with the future to come, comparing the Orthodox Emperor of Daming with the Song Gaozong and Zhao Go of the Song Dynasty.
to be mentioned in the same breath as Zhao Go, that kind of tyrant. Look at your descendants and see how you have raised them. How could such a character become the emperor of our Ming Dynasty?
Son's crime.
If 50,000 troops are all lost, isn't it a disaster for the Ming Dynasty? All the savings of several generations gone because of this brat. Look at what kind of education you've given him. How many good sons of the Ming Dynasty were there among his brothers? I can't let you take the young eagle to the palace right away. I'll educate him with my wife.
Father Emperor, the young eagle is just a baby. You want to bring him to the palace now? The crown prince's consort, he hasn't been feeling well these days. If we put him through more stress like this, he'll get sick for sure.
You dare to argue with me? Look at what you've done to your child. If it's really that bad, just bring Cheng Jia's daughter into the palace and raise her there. Anyway, you have a concubine named Lu over there. Once Cheng Jia's daughter recovers, she can be sent out of the palace.
I disagree. The little brat has made you angry again.
Even if we disagreed, we still have to agree.
Grandfather, stop arguing. Let's get straight to work. How do we lead an army to dominate the Orthodox dynasty? We're worried about being too late.
You're right. It is indeed important to prepare early.
Great-grandfather, I myself can travel between 2 dynasties without much difficulty. But if great-grandfather wants to take an army, we need to build this portal. When that happens, I'll open a time-space tunnel between the 2 dynasties through this portal.
What's wrong with this kid?
It's nothing. He probably fainted from the heat. Someone carry him to the bedroom and have the chief medical officer take good care of him.
The 4th son is in good health too. Why does he look like this?
Father Emperor, do you think this guy is telling the truth?
Whether you believe it or not, ever since he appeared, we can feel something. This guy is definitely our descendant, be aware. Look at your own descendants. They don't resemble our 50,000 troops at all. Allowing a eunuch to command them is nonsense. Once the construction is completed and set up, you will be in charge. We won't rest until we see for ourselves. And your brothers are back as well. Take them along this time. I don't believe that even a small group would dare attack us. My great Ming Father Emperor.
Am I not suitable for this throne? If one of my other brothers ascended the throne, would the future of the Ming dynasty be better?
You little brat, you created your own trouble and now want others to clean up after you? Your descendants have worn out a 50,000 strong army. Today, if we don't beat you ourselves, our anger won't subside.
You little rascal, still trying to run away? A small dog runs when there's danger, but you're facing me, the Father Emperor. I can't hit your grandson, so let's hit you, Grandpa. Father Emperor, you're being unreasonable. Is he even your great-grandson?
You little brat, stop running. Someone stop that traitor for us.
Are you really my grandson?
I'm your grandfather. Don't try to take advantage of me. We didn't know we had an extra dad.
Grandpa's son, please let us all rise up. Your physique is so poor, it doesn't resemble ours at all.
We are the men who want to be champions, but your grandson's health is too poor. Could it be that he is obsessed with women? You must have worn yourself out.
Alright, a few younger brothers. Zhangzhen is naturally weak. You all shouldn't tease him anymore.
Thank you, Big Grandpa.
Zhangzhen, just lie down on the couch. I don't want you to get dizzy again before we even finish asking like yesterday. Thank you, Big Grandpa. This time you need to talk about the situation over there properly. It is also good on our side. Let us prepare for that time-space portal earlier. The Ministry of Internal Affairs probably still has about 1 or 2 days left to send troops to save the great fame of later generations.
Zhu Zhangzhen nodded, and Vala could eliminate the main force of Daming in the civil engineering castle. Actually, it occupies a significant element of luck, so as long as Zhu Yuanzhang sends troops, the crisis will naturally be resolved smoothly.
You're such a useless junior. Even with 500,000 going to a big family and tens of thousands of people, you still manage to lose like that.
Who said that the Orthodox Emperor is the descendant of the great-grandfather?
What is this guy saying? ISNT the Orthodox Emperor, a descendant of the Big Brother?
Is the Orthodox Emperor not a descendant of the boss? Yes, Zhang, are you okay with that? If the Orthodox Emperor is not a descendant of a single person, then whose descendant could it be?
Big grandson, don't just watch grandpa heal you like that. Are you my grandpa now? I wouldn't dare to make such a joke. It would kill someone.
When Zhu Yuanzhang found out that Zhu Qi would become a Vala International student at the Civil Engineering Castle, Zhu Yuanzhang was so angry that he had to beat up Zhu Di several times a day to prevent history from repeating itself. Using the space time decided to lead his own army fort and exterminate the Wai-Geda. Saving the Ming Dynasty is right here.
Dad, you can't listen to this kid's nonsense. We are going to be a great general. I absolutely will not fight with my elder brother for the throne.
Tell me what the legitimate emperor's name was.
Yes, grandson, quickly explain it to your great-grandfather. After that, I'll take you to Qinhuai River, okay?
Legitimate Emperor Zahuritan.
Fourth son, we remember to save some for you. It seems like there's a Qi character in the back inscription.
Father, your majesty, this kid is definitely seeking revenge on his son. How could he possibly try to grab my elder brother's throne? Absolutely cannot be my junior. Kid, please forgive me. What I said earlier was wrong. Say the real name of the legitimate emperor.
Grandpa, I would never lie to anyone but you. The legitimate emperor is indeed called Zhu Qizhen. He is my younger brother Zhu Zhangji's eldest son.
This must be a misunderstanding. It has to be.
A misunderstanding from the father? Then he misunderstood you properly. Misunderstood. First hit the brat who dares to call him that. You have the nerve to challenge your elder brother for the throne, and now you still have the guts to call yourself R? In the Zhu family, we absolutely cannot shed our own blood. You still dare to challenge your elder brother for the throne? Have the nerve to come after us, then? We'll sit in this chair for you.
It seems like Father Emperor is truly furious. If I had known about this earlier, why are we even here to watch the show?
Brother, what if Father Emperor doesn't get enough with just hitting the fourth brother and decides to hit us next?
Father Emperor, please don't hit the fourth brother anymore. This might not necessarily be his doing. Maybe it was his descendant who did it. You never know.
Yes, you're right, brother. I definitely didn't do this. It must have been my descendant. I've always known that kid is no good. His father can't be any better either. This must have been his father's doing. It has nothing to do with the child.
Nonsense. Isn't his father your son? He made a mistake. Beating you will definitely be correct.
You little rascal. Does your mouth exist just to trick me? Speak the truth quickly.
Great-grandfather and grandfather indeed did not pass on the throne of the great-uncle.
Dad, look at us. How could we possibly harm our relationship with our elder brother? It must have been the yet-to-be-born son who did it. If there's an opportunity in the future, we'll beat him up for you. Please calm down.
Even you don't have the guts. It seems that the descendants haven't been educated well. How about we establish an imperial edict, so that all future royal members can come to the palace to learn well before signing the land seal?
Father Emperor, please rest assured that your son will never lay a hand on the elder brother, nor will he ever touch his position. Holding vague thoughts. Let us all get up, little bunny. This is all because of your mouth. Look at Grandpa, this face has been drawn like that by your great-grandfather.
Grandpa, actually I haven't finished speaking yet. You re not taking Grandpa as Huang Wei, but Uncle Huang S. Damn it!
Daddy 4, don't raise a dad.
It is you who is both sound hopping and immortal.
Grandpa, are you okay? What could possibly happen to Grandpa?
Grandpa, don't do that. My grandson is a bit scared of the little bunny.
Do you even know to be afraid that I've offended you?
Grandpa, when I was born, you had already been buried for 2 years.
If you were going to mess with your grandpa like this, then why are you targeting me like that? Kid. At least I'm your grandpa. Where would I put my face if I let your great-grandpa hit your grandpa in front of the younger generation? If the Father Emperor really thinks he will be stripped of the throne of the big brother, then this king, wouldn't that mean being constantly imprisoned in the heavenly mansion? My goal is to gallop across the grasslands. Those who go to Saudi Arabia to defend the territory of the Great Ming, if they are imprisoned here for life, might as well just die then. It's all thanks to you.
Grandpa, don't be mad. Great-grandpa is going to lead people to the main recruitment event in a few days. What do you think the first thing they will do after resolving the crisis of Ming's establishment?
Tea or books?
Yes, once that happens, it won't be possible for you to avoid competing for the throne. Great-grandpa will eventually find out Big-grandpa might stay at Hongwu's court. If he sees the Zhengtong period, and if Great-grandpa gets angry, and Big-grandpa isn't there, how much worse would your injuries become?
Yes, even though my beatings look serious now, thanks to Big Brother's intervention. It was just superficial wounds, which can heal within a day. But if you get beaten in the Orthodox court, it would be a disaster.
Well, I should thank you for that too. I didn't even mention your nickname. Otherwise, you would definitely get beaten worse than this with your nickname.
Grandson, tell me my posthumous name. Is it Emperor Wu? I idolize Emperor Wu of Han. If I were emperor, I'd definitely make my title Emperor Wu.
Wrong again. It's Lord City.
Foundation Emperor. Isn't that only used by the founding emperor? Could it be that future me not only overturns my elder brother, but also speaks to our father?
Me. Not so beastly, right? In the Wenhua Hall, Zhu Yuanzhang and Zhu Bao sat together. Zhu Zhangjing's words in the morning had a huge impact on them. Zhu Di was taking his great-nephew's place, which meant that his eldest son Zhu Biao would definitely die early.
At least he wouldn't live as long as the fourth son, and probably not even survive to be older than him. There is no need for you to worry about me. It won't take long before we can travel. Since the inner ministry has already rushed to the time-space gate, flipping through history books will surely provide answers.
Since it's like this, let's arrange for the Imperial Doctor to check your health every day. After all, they are being taken care of for a reason.
Father Emperor, have you decided who to bring with us to the future? If only your father-in-law were alive, he would be our best choice.
How about Lan Yu? He loves showing off too much, and is arrogant. He needs some adjusting to have any chance of becoming a talented general like Tianda. You don't need to worry about that. You stay here to maintain court affairs, while I take Tianda. And your unmarried brothers as well. It's better this way. Someone come to announce the decree. Immediately summon the national princess to enter the palace, and upon seeing our minister meet his majesty and the crown prince, there is no need for excessive matters due to divine virtue. It is so late. Regarding the matter of me summoning an imperial servant into the palace, the emperor obtained sent troops on personal expeditions to invade an army of 500,000 in the Wasabi. There will be a battle between the civil castle and Wara with 30,000 people, and in this battle, my mighty army will be defeated. Civil treasures, corpses piled up like mountains. Your majesty, are you not joking? 50,000 against 30,000, even if it's a pig, the other side can kill it all. Tianda, do you think we want to make a joke? We trusted you with so many old buddies, so we notified you.
Your majesty, rest assured, I am willing to lead the troops there.
The next morning, Zhu Yuanzhang put on the armor that once belonged to the king of Wu, and Suda and several princes also changed into their own armors. Looking at the time-space gate in front of him and the 20,000 troops behind him, Zhu Yuanzhang began his pre-war mobilization.
Soldiers, the great name of the future is on the other side. Now our descendants are suffering the brunt of fire extinguishing. Little Baudat is using a mere 30,000 people, deluding me too. Gaming has become their territory. What do you think we should do? This battle is for our descendants in the future, although our descendants have made mistakes. That can only lead to us, as the ancestors, being taught a lesson. Even a tiny handful of spices dare to invade gaming.
What is our goal in this battle? Color.
As everyone goes together to the hereafter, the great Ming annihilates Wara.
At this time, within the hall of Fang Tian of the Orthodox dynasty, the marching route was changed. Yu Tian is telling Emperor Sun about the pros and cons of this trip.
Yu Tian, are you saying that your majesty is wrong?
Your majesty, I am deeply grateful to the late emperor for his favor. Naturally, I will wholeheartedly support your majesty. Your majesty has gathered a large army and personally led them into battle within just 2 days. This is a grave mistake in military strategy. The route of an army's march should not be easily changed. The change this time could bring great danger. I urge your majesty to order your majesty to return immediately, or there may be disaster.
How dare you talk back? My son Tianzi is talented, and even Emperor Xianda made him the next emperor because of his talent. Do you think, Qianyu, that you have more insight than the late emperor?
As your servant knows, I am inferior to the late emperor.
My son, being the legitimate heir of the late emperor, naturally inherited his talents. Emperor Yongle was able to grant titles and command armies, while Emperor Xianda managed to suppress the Wageda tribes. My son leading 50,000 small Wageda tribe is child's play.
The Empress Dowager said that for Qian, the current saint is the direct son of the former emperor. Naturally, it has inherited the talents of the former emperor. Isn't a mere Wara something that can be broken with bullets?
It couldn't be that Yu Qian, don't want to see the current saint as triumphant return, right?
The Empress Dowager Chen, after listening to Yu Qian, used to get very close to King Kong. Could it be that he was encouraged by King Kong more often? Do you want to curse the current saint?
King Kong, it asks this damn man again. Those who come will be imprisoned by Yu Qian, waiting for his majesty's triumphant return, insulting the Empress Dowager together with King Kong. Scattered dynasty.
Zhu Tizhen is definitely the coolest emperor in history, without a doubt the transformation of civil treasures. It can bury Zhu Tizhen relies solely on his own strength to stop this divine battle. Zhu Zhangjing used the time-space portal to come to Hongwu's call. Upon hearing the news, Zhu Yuanzhang immediately gathered 20,000 elite soldiers to prevent this disaster.
Honey water? I need honey water. I'm about to die of thirst. Your Majesty, the water is here. It would be better if you fought him alone.
Hey!
What is this? Why are there sand grains in the water?
Your Majesty, it's all because that old man from Zhang's family was useless and brought so many people, but couldn't even get some clean water back. After we return to the capital, your majesty must punish that old guy.
This old fool is too useless. He can't even bring any water. How could he have the face to continue being my British heir and a great name? I'll cancel his title.
Your majesty is wise. By the way, your majesty, I've heard that Vara has already stepped back from math. Why not take this opportunity to reclaim the water source? With the water source, will my Daming army still fear Vala?
The general companion is right. Convey my will. In half an hour, the entire army will immediately head to the water source.
I'll do as you command.
The British public is not doing well. What is His Majesty sending people to occupy the water source for? Are we going to occupy the water source now?
This is clearly a trap. If we go to Vala, there will definitely be a sneak attack. When the time comes, our soldiers will inevitably form a mess. These hundreds of thousands of troops will all be buried here. No, I need to meet the Emperor. I absolutely must not fall for the tricks of the War people.
British public, if you're not planning to rally soldiers to retake the water source, what are you doing here?
Move aside.
Why are you preparing such a large weapon? You should recognize this brand. That's right, Lord British. Please get ready quickly. The Emperor has personally assigned you to lead the army and take the front line in this battle.
Sir Grand Steward Wang, please inform the Emperor that we cannot fight this battle. This one battle, it will destroy the savings of several generations of Ming Dynasty. I hope you can make an exception for us with just a little bit of silver.
Not even enough to cover my meal expenses. Lord British, go back and prepare properly.
Let's not waste any more time. We'll capture this eunuch directly. Without him, you can command this battle yourself. We might still win. Our family has known about Emperor Yongle since childhood.
Since it is the Emperor's decree, our Zheng family must comply. It's just a pity. The savings of several generations of Ming people are about to be destroyed here.
At the same time, the Vala army is also discussing the tactics for this event. Do you think the military will really fall for it?
If Yongle, that emperor, or even Zhu Zhangji were here, I wouldn't even want to leave directly. But that idiot! The emperor might not necessarily be so. After all, he is the kind of guy who can station his army in such a godforsaken place.
My mind is definitely not normal. I was thinking of coming in to grab a sum of money to save you. I didn't expect that this time we could still go south to Qinlong. The emperor named Zhejiang University has finally made us wait for someone whose brain isn't functioning well.
Received great decline. The Ming army has already started to take action.
Okay, Ming Jun has taken the bait. If it is really heaven helping me this time, unless Yongle and Hongwu come together, otherwise, I can definitely capture the Emperor of Daming and pass this command to follow the plan. Children, the Emperor of the Han people is right in front of us. As long as we take down the Han Emperor, we will receive countless treasures and beauties. As long as we win this battle, the glory of our grasslanders will shine once again. Follow me to charge in and capture the young emperor alive.
As the charge signal sounds, Vara's army begins advancing towards the Ming army. In an instant, the Ming soldiers are in chaos, unable to hear Zhang Mansion's commands. Zhang Mansion can only struggle to shout, but it is useless. The heavens want us to perish. The heavens want us to perish. Your Majesty, I will come see you now.
Move.
This is our Ming army, brothers in arms. Our reinforcements have arrived. Follow me out to fight. Although most of the Ming troops were in disarray, the few generals Jing troops were not. Previously, they lacked combat effectiveness due to a lack of hope. Now that they see reinforcements coming, a powerful force erupted, tenaciously repelling the opponent's attack report.
The great commander's army has appeared in 4 directions: east, south, west, and north. They are respectively attacking Qin, Jin, and Yan.
This is impossible. An army of 500,000 is already the entire force of the Ming dynasty. How could there still be an army? This is absolutely fake. It is the cunning scheme of those thieves from Daming. Today, even Zhu Yuanzhang has shown his true aspirations. I'm also going to take down Zhuqi town, kids. Charge towards the Ming army's central army and capture the little emperor alive.
Your Majesty, it is not good anymore. Your Majesty, the traitor Vala has rushed in.
Let us run away quickly. How could this happen? I have an army of 500,000. What about the 500,000 army?
Emperor, your army of 500,000.
I have already defeated you. This is impossible. How could the Ming Dynasty lose a battle?
Bring him here and tie up the young emperor for me.
Don't come near me. I am Emperor of the Ming Dynasty. Who dares to act like this?
Oh dear.
Haha, what an impressive presence. What are you, one of my soldiers? I quite like you. From now on, you will be my real bodyguard.
That's an honor many people would kill for.
You becoming my bodyguard means your ancestors must be very proud. By the way, that old man next to you isn't suitable. He looks somewhat similar to you. But he's too old. I don't trust such an ancient guy. Dad, look at how he thinks you're old.
No way, Zhu Di died long ago. Who exactly are you? And who am I?
Then you listen well. I am the fourth son of the great ancestor emperor, King Yan and Zhu Di. This is the founding emperor of my great Ming. Little Walla Grandmaster, seeing the face of my father as emperor and still not kneeling down, Mrs. Grandpa, old ancestor.
This is impossible. How could Emperor Hongwu possibly appear here if he had died long ago?
How is it going?
Nephew, are you satisfied with this big treasure? King Kong, why are you messing around here, not even calling me uncle? I don't know if the fourth lineage is always so courteous to you. Are you really an ancestor? Let us talk about your matter later. We need to clean this place up now.
Your Majesty, the war thieves outside have already been controlled by our army.
Pass the order down here, not leaving a single clan behind, not leaving a single prisoner in this battle.
No, Emperor Hongwu, please stop quickly. We are willing to surrender. Please let us go. Walla will forever submit to the great name.
If you dare to invade my Daming and still want us to spare you, what do you take that for? What did you take me, Daming, for? Someone, drag this person down. After all the soldiers of Vala are dead, skin this guy right in the center of the battlefield. Charge the grass, and also let the dishonest guys around you do it.
Get to know me again, my great name's Yu Yuanzhang. If you do this, your great name won't have a good outcome. One day, the great Ming will be replaced by a clan. At that time, this land will absolutely not belong to the Han people.
Since I brought my great-great-grandfather here, your beautiful dream is impossible to achieve. Furthermore, even if that day comes, there will be Li Yuanzhang without Zhu Yuanzhang. This land will eventually fall into the hands of Han people. Your group, the biggest flaw in your nature, is being short-sighted. A small Varangian. Dare to harm my subjects? What are you worth? With a bold heart and daring spirit, you dare to kill one of our Ming officials. During Emperor Yonla's reign, Emperor Taizong led 5 military campaigns. Drinking snow, fighting bravely, leading by example, defeating a Lu Taibu. Only then could we move the capital to Beijing. Our late emperor also led multiple campaigns, but why does this current emperor seem so indecisive? These little clowns casually kill our officials and even send their heads. It's truly shameful, a disgrace to the Ming Dynasty.
Yes, it's shameful, 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 shameful. The emperor is absolutely right. He said it perfectly.
I think those Varangians are waiting for us. When our Ming army moves out, they'll understand what real power looks like. Lightning's anger. If we don't defeat them, it starts with making mistakes on the throne.
Junior Zhuqi has seen the old ancestor. Humph, how did you come to the old ancestor? Are you here to see my first feat of royal conquest? I'm telling you, I will definitely become an emperor like my father as emperor and great-grandfather as ancestors.
Junior,
are we going to strengthen our power this time?
You are right. The Emperor Taizu must have known that His Majesty could achieve victory. This is specifically for the spirit, you are Wang Zhen.
This time, the command of the army is up to you to do.
Revealed to Lord Hongwu, a servant is not talented, but I have also read a few military books. This time, the marching route is exactly what a servant would spend several days on. A few nights of effort have been arranged. Although it's not as good as Red 5th Master S, but there are still some distractions, which is very good.
Marrying you as a eunuch and still daring to call us Grandpa Hongwu, that's really nice.
Red 5th Master? No. The Emperor is a villain and spoke out of turn. I hope the Emperor will forgive me.
Our ancestors indeed made a mistake here. However, this action has brought great success, so the good outweighs the bad. We still need our ancestors' mercy.
Good versus bad, Zhu Rizheng. Do you think you have any credit with that eunuch? With my brother's intelligence, how could he have given birth to someone like you? I'm now very suspicious. Are you really my brother's biological son?
Shangxi Kong King, as a prince of our Ming dynasty, I was concerned about your poor health and deliberately created an illusion for you to stay in the capital, to avoid the harsh coldness of the wilderness. But who would have thought you would be bold enough to call me by name directly? Today, our ancestors are present, and I am going to cancel your title of Kong King. You will be reduced to a commoner and sent to the execution ground. Our ancestor, from childhood, was never loyal to the Ming dynasty. Shouldn't we kill him right here to save the reputation of King Kong?
Great-grandfather, since your uncle isn't qualified to call you by name, what about me as a great-grandfather? Are you going to treat this king like a servant and also kill him?
Fourth brother, your descendants are really stupid. If they think it's okay to just beat him up directly.
If you can't bring yourself to do it, my brothers and I will help. It's not something young brothers would be reluctant to do. Come on, no need for formalities. Let's all join in and beat him up.
Stop hitting! Oh, don't hit. He might get hurt.
Alright, let off some steam, but don't kill him. We haven't even started yet, and you guys have already beaten him up. The third one is out of control.
Third brother, beating the emperor feels so good. Yes, second brother didn't expect to ever get to beat an emperor in his lifetime. The emperor said,
Great eunuch Wang Zhen, it is said that you've put in quite a bit of effort on this expedition.
The petty person is just a castrate. How could it shake His Majesty's mind? Every time we go to war, it is entirely His Majesty's wish.
Okay, I guess we've won. It is you, as the commander of the Grand Eunuch, who has taken charge of the march. You will make all the mistakes. Pushing onto that idiot's body, Wang Zhen, do you think we were as easy to fool as that idiot?
Emperor Taizu, you petty person, I've heard that generals go on expeditions to meet the emperor.
We still need to beat you up, you castrate. Even a few dozen taels of silver can't compare to the cost of your meal. I'm very curious, where on earth did you get so much silver from as a castrate?
Little man, all the silver of the little man is bestowed by His Majesty. May the great ancestor emperor understand this clearly.
It is a clear rule, embezzling 60 taels is a death sentence. How many times can you die? Also, I just inquired a bit, and the purpose of you leading the army is to return home.
Showing off your own prestige, huh? The Emperor of Great Greatness, the villain, has passed down the order.
Dividing the death penalty within the 9 ethnic groups of Wangzhen, we can't let this eunuch go too shabby.
Emperor Taizu, the villain is wrong. The villain knows his mistake. You can't do that. The people of the villainess clan are innocent, huh?
Wangzhen, I'll go to your daddy's place. Can your clan members who are innocent be any more innocent than the soldiers who died here?
Ancestor, is there some misunderstanding here? It is impossible to do that kind of thing.
Nephew, could you please use your brain a bit more? Look at this, it is written clearly above. Wangzhen has been relying on your grace over these years. How do you oppress kindness and plunder the ointment of the people?
This is just some lowly people. This amount of silver doesn't really count as anything. It can't even be considered a sin.
Grandpa, I just can't help it anymore.
Just bear with it for this round. Let us do it.
I fuck, I sing, don't call me. Oh no, stop fighting. He is not fighting anymore.
You call the people you govern untouchables. We were also born into the fields.
According to what you're saying, we've also become untouchables to our ancestors. What's the difference between you and those untouchables?
If we could have had a satisfying meal back then, our parents wouldn't have starved to death, let alone come out and turn against the world. If you now call the people of Daming commoners, then there will be a second Xu Yuanzhang in the future. They will rise up from the ashes, rebelling against our great Ming-s world. As the ruler of the great Ming, they disregard the lives of their own people. You still refer to them as untouchables. Where have you placed all the ancestral teachings
Grandpa,
we've left behind?
If I remember correctly, the iron cup you set in the palace. It has the piece engraved with the official monument where insiders must not interfere. Had it stolen and destroyed several years ago. It seems like they found it annoying to look at.
What? That is us setting up an iron monument to teach you, this group of unfilial descendants, not to take a wrong turn. The eunuch actually found it annoying, so they ruined our morals for us. I'll fucking draw you to death.
My great-grandfather asked me to come and draw a couple of times too.
I want to join too. I'm coming too. It is not human. It is simply inhuman.
Emperor!
How is it? Emperor, how is he doing?
Revealed to the Empress Dowager, Vara's army has surrounded the civil castle tightly. Our troops simply can't go in to gather information.
Trash. They are all a bunch of trash.
Empress Dowager, now we must be prepared for the death of the Holy One in battle.
The presumptuous emperor hasn't received any news yet. Who says he is definitely going to lose?
The Empress Dowager must now be prepared. There must be people familiar with the imperial quality of the capital and the army. If Saint were to die in battle, if we don't have any preparations here, we'll definitely be caught off guard.
Yu Qian, you've just been released from the big jail by the AI family, and now you want to go back in?
The Empress Dowager has also been with the 4th generation of emperors. Whether he dies or not doesn't matter at all. Please ask the Empress Dowager to make some preparations, otherwise the foundation of the country might be shaken. It is hoped that the Empress Dowager will prioritize the bigger picture.
I hereby inform the Empress Dowager, Minister of the Imperial Department, and Attendant Su Eugene, to play. The Empress Dowager, speak your mind in the battle for the civil castle. If the Great Ming were to defeat most of its military forces, they will all suffer heavy losses, and within the capital city, I'm afraid they won't even be able to stop the enemy. The armies of other provinces are aiding the capital. It will take at least 3 months.
Su Yozhen, what do you want to say?
Empress Dowager, Minister, Su Yozhen, for the sake of the Great Ming-s kingdom and state of affairs, and for the dignity of the royal family, I sincerely request the Empress Dowager to have a large area of land relocation as soon as possible, let alone the prosperous south. With Daming in the south, we will inevitably lead a large army. When the time comes, we'll counterattack and return to the Mirvara. By then, it won't be worth mentioning at all.
Hope the Empress
The Empress
Dowager
Dowager
can
can
soon.
move the capital. I, the Great Ming, started experiencing it from the Emperor of the Great Ancestors, Xuanda, no matter when. They have never surrendered to a clan, nor have they allowed a clan to seize an inch of land. If we cede control of Beiping today, wouldn't we have to cede control of Nanjing tomorrow? I believe there might be true rumors that could deceive the people and shake the foundation of the imperial court, not wanting to find ways to resolve it, but daring to move south in good faith. This person's intentions are punishable by punishment.
You are deliberately smearing me.
When asked, they shall be cut off by humility.
The Empress Dowager has won, and we have annihilated all of Vala's armies.
Okay. The AI family knows that the Emperor of the AI family cannot possibly lose to Walla.
The Empress Dowager is going to report that Yu Qian, the military attendant, has hidden the Martian saint in his imperial procession. But he, Yu Qian, looked forward to the failure of my Daming army and once doubted. The soldiers of the military, Yu Qian and King Kong, have made a private communication. They want to take advantage of the time when the saint sets out on an expedition to summon their army into the capital with the intention of conquering the Great Wei Dynasty.
I have some dealings with King Kong. I have never had the intention to plot against him.
I still hope the Empress Dowager is enlightened, Yu Qian. As an attendant of the military, you have privately messaged the prince, attempting to plot a rebellion and convey the will of the Morning family down. Once the emperor returns to the capital, they will immediately be executed by both of them. Scattered Dynasty.
Gives Yu Yuanzhang a copy of Ming history. He can beat Zhu Di so much that he doubts life. Like an emperor who died from obesity in October from Walla, a godlike emperor. There are also emperors who just want to be the Duke of Zheng, and the descendants of Zhu Di are simply more bizarre than the last. For this reason, Zhu Di lives in the special favor of Zhu Yuanzhang every day. Look at these descendants of yours.
What kind of crap are they all? Especially this Bala international student. 50,000 against 20,000 can still be captured, right? Even if a dog barks a couple of times, it wouldn't lead to defeat in battle.
Dad, if you realize your mistake, then show some kindness and spare your son.
HMP Chu Qizhen, we don't think we can sit in this emperor's position anymore. Tell us who will take the title here. Being an emperor is better.
Dad, who do you think is more suitable? I'm asking you guys now. Dad, whoever you say is suitable is suitable. You've taken down the entire Ming dynasty. Who did you make the emperor? Who dares to say no?
Son, the first one to go up and top him. After we declare ourselves as emperors of the unified dynasty, why are you directly rebelling all day long? Not a single sincere word. Third son, tell us.
Who should be the emperor of this unified dynasty? My opinion is the same as my fourth brother's. Father says whoever deserves it will be the emperor. That means they are the legitimate emperor. I have no objections.
Second son, what do you think? The fourth brother was right, wasn't he?
Get out. Get out. None of you are useful. Seeing you all makes me angry. Hey, here in our great name, an emperor must be present. Even if their abilities aren't enough, there won't be too many problems. Who should take on that role? According to that guy, after returning to Beijing, if we establish a time-space portal within this palace, we can freely travel between the two worlds. Let's let that guy try. Although this kid isn't in great health, he still has something in his head. Mao Xiang immediately called Zhu Zhangjing over to us. It asks His Majesty.
Grandpa, is there anything you need from me?
Good grandson, do you want to be an emperor?
As the emperor's great-grandfather, I really have no interest in that position. What kind of joke is this? This emperor doesn't even take responsibility for a dog lived long. Just like Zhu Yuanzhang, who is naturally full of energy, to adapt to this kind of life, it is hard to say for sure that he is so grown up and has been worn out. Here, he is acting like a playboy or 8 wives, and you just be a daily freeloader waiting to die.
You really don't want to be an emperor if you have to suffer that sin, little brat with dry kidneys? This spot is one that no one can come for. Are you sure you don't want to take it?
Sleeping later than a dog, but waking up early? I'm not about to be some emperor.
Then who do you think should take care of this place? It can't still be left to Yu Qizhen, that useless guy, right?
What do you say about the eldest grandson taking charge here? The eldest grandson is definitely capable of controlling all the officials in this place.
Although his current tactics are still somewhat naive. Dealing with this place won't be an issue at all. Most importantly, we'll get to see Biao Air where the dragon robe.
Grandson, that's a good idea. Let's go ahead with it. At this moment, Beijing City, Emperor Sun leading the court officials waiting at the city gate for the emperor's return from victory, except for Yu Chen, the man who could save Ming Dynasty.
Why is it so noisy outside today? Is there something important happening in the capital?
Sir Yu, the emperor will be returning today. This battle ended with great success. According to news from outside, after this battle, the Wageda people will be peaceful for 10 years. There's no chance for anyone to bother my name. The common people outside are lined up inside the city to welcome us. This is wonderful.
Now that I'm dead, I can rest in peace.
Sir Yu and Mr. Su, please forgive me for being disrespectful. Normally, you would be the least willing person for the emperor to return. Why?
I don't care what others think of me, Yu Qian. But the situation was ultimately turned around by the emperor. Based on my previous thoughts, this time Ming's army would be completely wiped out. But now Ming has won, while Waigeda has lost. For over 10 years, Ming will not face any interference from Waigeda. What does it matter if I die? This is a great thing. Get me a bottle of turbid wine. I want to celebrate here today.
Everyone, cheer up. This is the first time His Majesty has returned after his military campaign with such a resounding victory. Be more attentive when reporting.
Your Majesty, the Emperor is less than 10 miles away from the capital.
Someone is playing the drum.
Okay. Okay.
As the drum sounded, the Ming army was getting closer and closer to Beiping City, and Zhu Zhang was seeing the shadow of that group of civilized and martial officials, urging the groom to speed up, and surprisingly, I was the first one to arrive in front of everyone.
Whose car frame is this? So disrespectful, daring to walk in front of the Emperor. King Kong Kong, how did you come back with the army? Didn't you disappear from the royal palace?
What's wrong? Even if the Empress Dowager had learned that Emperor Chen was returning to Beijing, she wouldn't have come up with such a big fuss. All the officials of the capital have been brought here by you. It seems so.
Unrestrained, how dare you be so rude to AI Jia?
What's presumptuous is that you've brought all the officials from your entire capital here. If something important happens in the capital, who will take care of it?
King Kong, you have taken the initiative to leave Beijing without authorization. You have already committed a heinous crime and still dare to offend our family. The sorrow of the family must be decreed by the Emperor, strip you of your title, and grant you death.
If you want to kill me, I'm afraid you can do it. The Empress Dowager should think about what you should do instead. Taking all the officials away from the capital is a grave sin.
This time, the Emperor of the Morning family wiped out Walla's army in one fell swoop, making Walla not dare to offend my territory for 10 years. AI Jia really wants to know who can cure the sins of AI Jia. As for the civilized and martial officials, they have all left the city to welcome the Emperor of AI Jia. After winning the battle, the Morning family naturally wants everyone to see the Emperor as heroic figure. When the time comes, the Morning family will meet again. Admit your mistake to the Emperor. That's just King Kong. Will you still have your fate when the time comes?
Emperor's son, you really have confidence. Today, Emperor Chen found someone who can cure your sins.
In this world, besides the Prince of the Morning family, he can cure the sins of the Morning family. Come on, tell me, who else dares to punish the sins of the Morning family?
Really? I wonder if we have the right to punish your sins.
This is a dragon robe. Who is this old man who dares to wear a dragon robe, King Kong? You actually brought an unknown person to rebel against this ignorant and ungrateful minister. The thief has taken down the Empress Dowager for the AI family. Wait a moment.
This guy in the dragon robe looks so familiar. Take another look at the young man behind him. He seems to be His Majesty the Yongle Emperor.
ISNT this the Yongle Emperor.
Your Majesty, Emperor Yongle, Your Majesty.
Fourth son, are they welcoming you as the Emperor Yongle?
Oh, Zhu Di is about to be beaten by Zhu Yuanzhang again, because when Zhu Yuanzhang defeated the Waigeda and returned home, all the officials in Beijing saw Zhu Di directly bypassing Zhu Yuanzhang and shouting, "Long live Emperor Yongle."
We welcome Emperor Yongle, Your Majesty. Fourth son, they're paying their respects to Emperor Yongle.
Come on, a bunch of fools. Do you want me dead? Emperor Taizu is here. Why aren't you bowing to him? I see my sons have done well. Look at what I've achieved.
We haven't died yet. Calling him Emperor Taizu is just bad luck. As the officials of the capital civil and military sectors, why did you all leave the city just to greet summer? Why is the capital so empty now? Our fault. Let's quickly return to court. We must follow the Emperor's decree. A bunch of useless fools. Ming's ministers are getting worse with each generation. The Emperor wants to lead the army in person, and not a single official dares to stop him. In just 2 days, we've already raised enough supplies to set off. Where's the Minister of Justice? Why aren't you all out here?
Your Majesty, I plead guilty for being so unrighteous. The Emperor insists on leading the army personally, and I couldn't stop him. I failed to persuade him. It's my fault as your minister. I request retirement back home. Please approve my retirement.
Just leave like this after all these years of planning? Wouldn't that be a waste?
Your Majesty, what do you mean by that?
Cat Country, how did our investigation turn out?
Your Majesty, look at this. This Minister of Justice was selling military equipment. He sold Ming's military gear and intelligence. We've found over 1,000 tales of gold, and there's more, and countless treasures. We estimate. These are all obtained by Lord Shangshu from reselling military equipment and Ming intelligence, for use at home.
It is even more impressive than the Imperial Palace, serving as the head of the Imperial Court for the Ming Dynasty, openly occupying the people's land. Your son has also forcibly taken over a civilian woman more than once. These things are all being handled by you, Lord Shangshu, to help him avoid sanctions, right?
Your Majesty is an old minister who is temporarily confused. I hope you can spare the life of this old minister for the sake of his many years of hard work for the Ming Dynasty. The old minister is willing to confiscate all the family assets. Yes, Chen is the king and the head of a large clan. The minister is willing to take all the money, hand it all over. It is a trade for the lives of the old minister's clan.
Tell me about the leaders of your big families who are stirring up deals. That little bit of stuff isn't even enough for your clan to consume in a month. Why take the risk of losing your brain? Are you here to do this kind of thing?
It was my servant who was confused for a moment and was captivated by the yellow and white object. My eyes were still hoping that Emperor Hongwu would
family
forgive
clan
me.
Rewards their subordinates every year. It is not just a little bit of silver. Now you're retelling us that you're risking losing your mind over this little thing. Do you really think we're easy to fool?
Your Majesty, what is this?
I'm afraid you're replanning for the entire Ming Dynasty, to trap all the warriors into death under the Emperor. In the midst of a personal expedition, even the world will be surprised when the time comes. It can only be blamed on that fool from Zhuqi's town, while you literati can easily handle it. Controlling most of Daming's power.
It is not like that.
Someone, drag him down for us to exterminate his drinking clan and connect the Wang family with the enemy. The news of treason is announced to the world. Don't you want fame? I want to make everyone in the world. I recognize the faces of all of you.
Zhu Chongba, you must die a good death. In the end, you will also become an official husband. I'm waiting for you below.
Mao Xiang, this bastard, if you take action yourself, you'll be executed outside this main hall. $3,300. If he is missing one knife, then you'll have to bear it for him. I comply with your command.
Damn it!
There are also some border soldiers secretly messaging other countries. These people must also die.
This journey of the saint is absolutely impossible. Why not?
Private messaging in other countries is a serious offense. How can you not kill? You've intimidated some noobs, Yu Qian. I just heard that you'd be a genius. You're so confrontational towards us. Be careful, or we'll deal with your sins.
Even if the saint wants to punish the sins of his subjects, they must speak up. Regarding the matter of private communications, the main culprit is on the generals, especially those who engage in private communications. They are to be punished, but those soldiers are merely trapped. We hope that the Holy One will give up a path of survival.
Yu Qian be the capable person recorded in history books to save Daming. Indeed, he is different from those wine bags and rice bags. Such a person is just perfect for Biaoer. Since that is the case, then it is up to you. However, although the clan is exempt from death, punishment is indispensable. It is just a 3-month pension.
Your Majesty, Saint Ming, someone from Zhuqi town, please bring them up.
Zhu Written, bow to the ancestors Zhu Written. You, as the emperor of the Ming Dynasty, have stubbornly followed your own path and almost cost 50,000 troops their lives. Moreover, you have violated the ancestral teachings by rashly trusting eunuchs and allowing them to participate in political affairs. You are no longer the emperor of the Ming Dynasty.
Grandson, I do not accept this. I defeated the Waigeda. Why should my throne be revoked?
Zhu Rizhen, at this point, you still haven't realized what foolish act you've committed. Do you know what these 50,000 troops mean? That's half of the entire Ming army. The ones you took were among the most elite units.
So what if they are elite? The Ming Dynasty has a large population and vast land. In just a few years, we can definitely recruit more soldiers.
How will you treat them? Every soldier who dies leaves behind a family. Every time one dies, that he is the pillar of an ordinary family, bombing him for 500,000 times. Yongla and Xianda have gone to war so many times. Lost this much yet. Do you know who we've taken out this time? Most of Daming's martial arts fortune is in the army. It doesn't matter if you die in this battle. Your younger brother can take over. But where will you find these generals to guard my territory when they die? If you go on an expedition by yourself, just emulate your father and grandfather. Who told you that you don't listen to the generals when you go on expeditions? Go listen to a eunuch? Do you know, because of your actions, how many innocent soldiers have been killed? They are all like common people. Do you still have the qualifications to continue being the emperor of Daming?
Me, my words from Zhu Shangzhen. Zhu Qi, who had never experienced such a blow, was completely blinded for a moment and didn't know what to do. At this moment, the Empress Dowager's son anxiously ran up to the court.
The great-grandfather emperors are all the fault of the concubine body. If you want to punish me, then punish the concubine body. My son is naturally dull, and I hope the great-grandfather emperor will show mercy.
The emperor passed away early. The young master ascended to the throne. Why don't you, the emperor, as a mother, teach him properly?
Emperor Taizu, for the sins of concubines, I still ask your majesty to punish.
Grandpa Zhu Zhangzhen, Grandpa Zhu Qizhen, and Emperor's son will be handled by you.
What the hell are you doing? You are not the emperor yourself, so why are you asking me to deal with this kind of trouble? The Orthodox Emperor Zhu Fortune of the Great Ming, deprived of the throne of the Great Ming Emperor in the Hongwu dynasty, placed under the care of Emperor Hongwu. As for the Empress Dowager, the Sun family failed to persuade the Emperor to abolish the Empress Dowager at a critical moment. I established a shrine in the Imperial Palace of the Hongwu Dynasty to pray for my deceased clan in Daming for life. Do not take even half a step out of this palace for life.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty King Kong.
You kid, just letting them off like that. I thought you would go even further.
Who do you think will be able to bear the wrath if Grandpa Zhu gets angry in the future and Zhu Qi is shocked to death?
Yes, if Zhu Qi died, the father emperor would definitely take it out on himself. After all, he was a late-life monarch of the Ming Dynasty. But they are all my descendants.
The great ancestor emperor empire cannot be without a ruler for a day. Since the Orthodox emperor has already stepped down, who will become the emperor? Could it be that the saint is willing to stay here for a long time?
We still need to host the famous Red Dance. We can't stay here for long.
Isn't that equivalent to a state without a king? Your Majesty, the old minister requests Prince Kong to inherit the throne.
We would like him to do it, but this guy is lazy and doesn't want to be emperor.
Zhu Yuanzhang's words shocked the court. Since ancient times, countless heroes have fought for this position. Who would have thought Zhu Zange or Gadek would hand over the throne to someone else? In an instant, everyone was guessing who the next emperor of Ming would be.
Stop guessing. We plan to let Biao Er become the emperor.
Biao Er? Who is he? Could he be the Crown Prince Xu Bao, who passed away young during Hongwu period?
Crown Prince Xu Bao's talent was absolutely not inferior to Zhu Di. More importantly, Zhu Biao is not like Zhu Yuanzhang, always wanting to exterminate people's entire families at the Orthodox dynasty.
The ministers of this place are also living a better life, so don't get too excited too soon. Let us put our words here, and we will occasionally check on the situation here. If someone dares to deceive the prince, or if they be done something they shouldn't have, we'll rush here right away. I've taken down his 9 clans. Where does the minister of the imperial edicts and rights come from? The Minister Esprit starts from today. This is the enthronement ceremony of guarding the Mark II. You must make this matter look beautiful for us. Zhen Sunji's Ministry of Internal Affairs is also rushing to establish the time-space gate for us, a day when 2 great Ming-s share the same time-space. Must move forward as one.
Pay attention, under the witness of Zhu Yuanzhang and Ma Kuozhang, the most stable crown prince in history, Zhu Biao has finally become the emperor. Zhu Yuanzhang was so moved that tears streamed down his face, and he finally saw Zhu Biao sitting on a dragon chair in a dragon robe.
You old pig. You don't even look at your own age. It's one thing for the commander to descend personally, but you went all the way to Var's battlefield yourself? If Vara hadn't been unprepared, I think this emperor might have been captured.
Hey girl, aren't you belittling him? Compared to Qin Yuliang and Zhang Shicheng from Vara, they're not even worth mentioning. Our general has already defeated them both. Why would we fear this?
Good point, Baron. After capturing Qin Yuliang, we immediately took 2 beauties as prisoners. This time, we defeated any of your clan's beauties.
Hey girl, Xiaobei is still here. Give us some face.
Son Heir Zhu should properly meet great-grandma. Get up quickly so she can see well.
Chengba, this kid really looks a lot like old Four.
That's the grandson of the 4th child. How could it not be like that?
I heard from Chengba that you were born with weak health. How do you feel now? Would you like to arrange for a pharmacist to take a look at your body?
Grandma's grandson's health has improved a lot because of the time gate. Every time Daming's luck rises, my body gets a bit better. The crisis in Vala has been completely resolved, although I still can't compare to Grandpa. But there is still no problem with ordinary actions.
Girl, this kid is telling the truth. When we first met this kid, we were all afraid that this kid will die directly in our palace.
Grandpa is right. Grandpa even deliberately scared me, causing me to pass out for the whole day.
At the time, we didn't really know this guy's identity, so we just gave him a little scare. Who would have thought that he would faint without being so scared?
Happy 8. Zhang Zhen, as soon as I met him, I knew he was my descendant. I don't believe you can feel it, Pigsy.
Father Emperor, why don't you discuss such a big matter with me? Do we even need to discuss this matter? I see you re absolutely fine, but the abilities of your father as Emperor and son as Minister are probably insufficient. It was this kid who recommended you to reclaim his fate.
If you have any questions, go talk to him.
Father Emperor, please stop joking around. You really can accept this throne? What's there to not accept?
You are the throne of our son's name. If you can take it, then who can?
Grandpa, actually you can refuse anymore. From the Orthodox dynasty side, Grandpa has already notified the entire court, and it is estimated that they are currently busy preparing for the enthronement ceremony.
That's right. Anyway, we've already notified you. If you don't go be the emperor, then let us release Xuqi town and continue to make him the emperor. After all, this is the era of the Ming Dynasty. It was also us who took it down for you. If you want to harm us, go ahead and do it as you please. Biao Er, you are the storage lord of Daming. Under normal circumstances, we would have died. You are the 2nd emperor of Daming, and now it is just a bit earlier. What do you have to hesitate about?
Grandpa, there is no need for you to feel so much pressure. Originally in history, Juji town has once again ascended to the throne. Even if you read the Great Grandpa, no matter how poorly you do it, you can be less than that fool from
That's
Juchi
true.
Town,
Even if
right?
the aunt is no matter how bad she is, she still does a bit better than Juchi Town, right?
This is it. The civilized and martial officials over there know that the eldest grandfather is going to be their emperor, but they are having a hard time. Besides, I see the big grandpa. It looks much more reliable than my grandfather, who can even get the title of Yongle Emperor. Not to mention you, sir.
Yeah, Biao Er, you're definitely much stronger than that little brat from No. 4, what no? You can definitely do and do.
Alright, Heavy 8, don't put so much pressure on the child. Biaoer, go ahead and do it with confidence. The 2 time-space gates have already been opened. If there are any issues, your dad will help you.
Alright then, let us see if the child passes away.
Grandpa, you can take this. With this item, you'll definitely be able to secure the throne.
What is this damn thing? How could you make Biao Er secure the throne?
This is sweet potato, a crop. The fruit from this can yield hundreds of stones.
Hundreds of stones? This little thing has an output of tens of thousands per mil. Isn't this just a common vegetable? It's actually a divine tool to save the people.
Sweet potatoes are indeed considered divine tools.
Why have I never heard of Uncle Zhongzhen being called sweet potato before?
Actually, it belongs to our Ming dynasty, but unfortunately, no one valued it at that time. It wasn't until the Ming dynasty was destroyed by the Jurchens that they began using it. Thanks to this, the Qing dynasty, established by the Jurchens, fed over 400 million people.
What did you say about the Ming dynasty being destroyed by the Jurchens?
Didn't I mention that? Alright, I really did forget to mention it.
You forgot such a big thing? Do you want us to try our family punishment?
Great-grandfather, don't be impulsive. Still interested in learning about sweet potatoes?
Then explain thoroughly without leaving out any details.
Actually, sweet potatoes already existed at this time.
Where? How come we've never heard of them? Could someone have kept this divine plant secret for themselves?
This isn't a native crop from the Ming dynasty. It should be grown in Luzon now. It's called manioc in Luzon.
Why does that sound familiar?
Luzon is probably an overseas small country, not far from the Ming dynasty. When your father ascended the throne, they also sent people over to show their submission.
During the Lantern Festival of the Great Ming Dynasty in Luzon, there was a merchant named Chen Shenlong. This crop was discovered in Luzon, yielding tens of feet per mil. At that time, because the land of Daming experienced drought, I wanted to bring this crop to Daming. Come to save more civilians.
Not bad, he is a patriotic good businessman. If all the merchants in Daming could be like him, we wouldn't have to worry anymore. Lusong is also not bad, introducing this thing for the great name. If you succeed, you should reward it next time you come.
Lu Songjiang's position strictly prohibits him from leaving the country. Chen Zhenlong has tried many times but failed. He was also attacked several times. Finally, he weaved sweet potato vines into the city, which allowed him to successfully introduce sweet potatoes to Daming.
What's the point of taking a region? A small country, after obtaining such a divine object, actually doesn't expect to offer it to Daming. Since it's like and still dares to attack the people of Daming. We can still wipe out a small Luzon. The waters of the sweet potato are too deep for us to handle. Hand over the divine object to us. We will take good care across every inch of Ming territory. This is what Zhongzhen promised his child.
And giving it to your child is just as fine. Once cultivated, bring it back with Red Wu's one move.
You need people to farm these sweet potatoes. It'll take several months until they're ready. No way. Have him send an army to wipe out Luzon. When that happens, all the sweet potatoes in Luzon will be ours.
A few days later, the ceremony for Emperor Zhengtong's ascension begins. The ministers with their official uniforms and head palace.
Thank you.
Live our emperor.
Long live the emperor. Long live.
Scholar, your lord has granted you leave. Please rise.
We've seen this scene in our dreams many times. I've wanted to see Biao Er wear it for a while now, but this brat was corrupted by those old scholars from Confucianism. He insists on talking about unreasonable laws. What is law? We are the emperor, and what we say is the greatest law.
Alright, Chongba. It's such an exciting moment. Why are you crying? Girl, we're happy.
Look at your little ambitions. You can be happy without crying. That's unlucky.
Good boy, even great-grandpa doesn't call us anymore. Daring to call us. Old man, if we don't beat you up, I'll die first.
Hey, these two were born with bad chemistry. As soon as they meet, they start arguing. Xiongning, never learn from your grandpa again. Got it?
Father Emperor, what are you guys doing?
It's nothing. We're just having fun with Shenzhen. Biao Er, you look really handsome in this outfit.
As for the sweet potato matter, I haven't told the ministers about it yet. On one hand, if someone malicious knew about it, my son would be worried about the consequences. Moreover, this sweet potato can be harvesting in just a few months. Then I'll take the officials to dig it up on site, which should be even more impressive.
I've already sent Tang He to Luzon for that purpose, and he should bring back quite a bit of sweet potatoes. And then we'll push the sweet potatoes across both worlds together into the entire Ming Dynasty.
Alright, Your Majesty Lan Yu, how do you feel about being in this world?
Thank you.
Your Majesty Kane, I will wholeheartedly assist His Majesty's master uncle.
Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I have. It's good to know your own ending. Do you have any complaints? After learning the consequences, I will immediately disband all the adopted sons and return the land that was taken. And I will compensate those affected by the people. I am aware of my grave sins and would never dare to have any complaints against Your Majesty.
Father Emperor, I still need some reliable assistance here. Please spare his life so he can make up for his crimes.
Lan Yu, remember, your life is thanks to Biao Er's efforts. Otherwise, with what you did, even hundreds of iron scrolls wouldn't save you. From now on, just focus on working for Biao Er. We won't hold anything from before against you. Thank you for not killing me. When you has Qian, no Lan Yu. It seems there's nothing much for me to worry about over here either. Alright, we also have a lot to do over there. Let's go back.
Buyer, the eunuch in the palace, I've already trained a batch of palace maids. They're ready to be sent here. Please let the Empress handle it well. Mom and your dad both believe in you. If there is anything hard to decide, go find your dad. He is alright physically. I can still help you for a few more years.
Thank you, Father, Emperor, and Queen Mother for everything you've done for your son. Your son will surely make the great Ming here even stronger. Daming have a full meal, and prevent neighboring countries from making any attacks on me. Aiming.
Alright, you just stay here and be your emperor properly. We're heading back now.
Farewell to the Father Emperor, farewell to the Mother.